What's up, everybody? Steven Zekiller here, bringing you more reaction videos every day, so never miss out. But before that, 72% of the viewers watching my videos are not subscribed. This means two things. You're either new to the channel or returning to watch another one of my videos. I hope this video is the one that gets you to hit that subscribe button today. In 2025, our goal was to hit 500,000 subscribers. And we were so close of hitting that goal. This year, I'll be pushing my channel further beyond and going past its limits by going for 650,000 subscribers. I'm gonna keep pushing my power forward till I can hit 1 million subscribers. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Z-Killer Army. What's up, everybody? Steven Zekiller here bringing another reaction, and today we're checking out something a little bit different, but at the same time we have been having a habit for the last couple months when it comes to us checking out some memes that involves animals and a bunch of other things, especially when it comes to the Australian side of things and how lots of this earth creatures and of course neurotoxins are all over the place and ready to take us out. But that being said, there's still probably more for us to explore and enjoy. And this video has been popping up in some comments, and also it's a relatively new video that is going crazy right now. Why the ocean's deadliest predator refuses to kill us. And from the thumbnail, it looks like it's going to be something like a killer whale or something like that. Well, yeah, it says it right here, hashtag killer whales. And yeah, the ocean's fucking terrifying. When it comes to the sea, I could be wrong about this, but scientifically, percentage-wise, of how much the ocean we have discovered and have mapped out and have a great understanding of, is less than 10% of the ocean. The ocean is terrifying. And there's still lots of things we don't know about it. But that being said, people have been asking where's some more of pars and other animal-esque reactions to funny stuff and or interesting. And yeah, it's been a little bit. I think he did a post recently saying that he's going through a move or something, but he'll be back soon, and that's why he hasn't posted anything. And since he hasn't posted anything, I really haven't done any reactions to this stuff. So, and he said he might be also working on some long form videos, so I'm looking forward to that. Either way, we're gonna check out this new video. It's been popping up. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and let's check it out and enjoy the terrifying world of the ocean with killer whales.
There is a predator that dominates the ocean, one powerful enough to flip great white sharks, take down colossal blue whales, and more recently, sink vessels off the coast of Europe.
What?
Yet, remarkably, there has never been a single recorded instance of this creature hunting or consuming humans in the wild.
I don't think they've ever consumed. But they've definitely. There's probably some records of humans getting killed because they got like killer whales will play, and they're very scary, dangerously strong.
Why would a hunting machine more than capable of obliterating us actively cross humanity off its menu? Indeed, the truth behind this bizarre behavior will change how you look at the ocean forever.
Probably not fat enough for them. Although I am pretty, I'd probably be. No, never mind.
For centuries, humanity has often viewed these creatures with sheer terror. In his work, Naturalis Historia, Pliny the Elder described them as an enormous mass of flesh, armed with savage teeth. However, the origin of the moniker killer whale actually stems from an ancient mistranslation and the observations of early Spanish and Basque whalers. Upon witnessing these predators orchestrate the surrounding and taking down of massive baleen whales, they fearfully dubbed them asesina balenas, meaning whale killers. As this phrase made its way into the English-speaking world, the word order was flipped to killer whale, inadvertently transforming them into a species of whale driven by murderous instincts.
Oh, okay.
But the truth is, they are not even whales. Taxonomically speaking, the orca is essentially the largest and most powerful member of the oceanic dolphin family, Delphinidae, a branch within the suborder of toothed whales, Odontoceti. Their scientific name, Orcinus orca, is derived from Orcus, the Roman god of the underworld. To live up to that formidable title, evolution has bestowed upon the orca an almost perfect anatomical structure. A mature male can reach lengths of nearly 10 meters, 32.8 feet, and boast a total body weight of up to 10 metric tons, 22,000 pounds.
God damn!
Roughly equivalent to a mid-sized bus. Towering on their backs is a magnificent dorsal fin that can stand almost 2 meters, 6.5 feet, tall. Lacking any supportive bone structure, this fin is composed entirely of collagen connective tissue. It serves not merely as a navigational rudder that allows them to cut through the water at speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour, but also as a massive thermal radiator that helps regulate their body temperature during high-speed pursuits.
That's a dead-ass bird.
Coupled with their speed, their most terrifying
I actually think there are also cases of them like literally eating seagulls.
weapon lies within their curved snouts, massive conical teeth, roughly 10 centimeters long, curving inward and interlocking like a bear trap. Their bite force is entirely capable of crushing the densest bones of their prey, rendering them an apex predator with no natural enemies. Given such immense size and overwhelming power, you might wonder, why do they sport such a striking black and white coloration that seems so easily detectable? In reality,
That thing is playing with a stingray.
this color distribution is a pinnacle of optical camouflage
Most likely that stingray is dead though.
known as countershading. Within the ocean's complex visual environment, this coloration creates a sophisticated optical illusion. When a prey animal swims above and looks down, the pitch black back of the orca blends seamlessly into the murky darkness of the ocean floor.
Oh.
Conversely, if a prey animal below looks up, the orca's stark white underbelly vanishes into the glistening, sunlit surface. Furthermore, the white patches serve to break up their true silhouette, making it incredibly difficult for prey to gauge the predator's actual size and trajectory until it is far too late. Even so, nature occasionally produces spectacular genetic exceptions. In 2012, scientists off the coast of the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia recorded Iceberg, a mature adult male carrying a rare albino mutation, making him entirely white like a wandering iceberg.
Whoa!
Regardless of their coloration, however, these physical icebergs.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks awesome.
Regardless of their coloration, however, these physical traits serve one highly practical purpose: equipping orcas to adapt and hunt in any ocean on Earth.
Yeah, that seal's fucked.
Excluding humans, there is no other mammal on Earth capable of conquering as vast a territory as the killer whale. They are a truly globally distributed species. You can find them in the freezing Antarctic waters, gliding through tropical coral reefs in Hawaii, or cruising around the Arabian Peninsula, where water temperatures can soar to 30 degrees Celsius. This remarkable thermoregulatory adaptability stems from an exceptionally thick layer of blubber, up to 10 centimeters, 4 inches deep, enveloping
Damn.
their entire body, combined with a vascular network capable of dynamically expanding to either dissipate or retain heat at will. To sustain this massive physique and its internal heating system, the orca's metabolism demands a staggering caloric intake. On average, a mature individual must consume around 135 kilograms, 300 pounds of meat daily.
That bitch could almost eat me as a day meal. Maybe I'm more like a day and a half meal kind of thing. Oh my fuck.
This voracious appetite has molded them into the ocean's most versatile assassins, with a menu encompassing over 140 species, from tiny schools of herring, hard-shelled sea turtles, penguins, seals, sea lions, and dolphins, to creatures widely considered the nightmares of the sea. The orca's most infamous prey is the great white shark. For years, marine biologists were utterly baffled as numerous great white carcasses washed ashore in South Africa perfectly intact, except for their bellies being ripped open and their livers missing. The culprits were pods of orcas. They had learned a fatal flaw of the shark. When flipped upside down, sharks fall into tonic immobility, a state of neural paralysis that renders...
Yeah, I have heard about that. I've heard like divers can not like a way to defend yourself is to grab them by like if you're able to grab them on their head and turn them over belly up and they just zone the fuck out.
Them unable to breathe, ultimately causing them to drown.
Oh, maybe okay.
Orcas will ram the shark's flank at high speed.
I think that whole thing is also for majority of sharks, like that, not just great whites. And you don't want to go up to a great white and say, "Hey, can I flip you over?" It's not a smart move. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Flip it over and use their razor-sharp teeth to extract the liver, which is rich in squalene. For the orcas, this is the most calorie-dense, fatty energy source available. In other regions like Australia, the terror...
But only eating the liver? There's so much more you can consume. And with those kind of chompers, I'm sorry. Get all that meat.
...is so profound that massive great white sharks will completely abandon their territories for months the moment they detect approaching orcas. But the most terrifying testament to the orca's supremacy is their ability to take down the blue whale, the largest creature to ever exist in Earth's history. For decades, this was merely a hypothesis. However, in 2019 and 2021, at Bremer Bay, Western Australia, scientists witnessed and recorded pods of orcas systematically attacking adult blue whales. They organized themselves like a highly trained military unit. The strongest individuals take turns swimming over the blue whale's blowhole to suffocate it, while others bite into its flanks and specifically target its tongue. This event officially confirmed what was long suspected. Orcas have no upper limit when it comes to the size of their prey. Yet, it is not brute muscular strength that makes the orca the reigning sovereign of the seas, but rather their pack-hunting tactical intelligence. Unlike sharks that hunt purely on solitary instinct, orcas coordinate with the precision of a special forces strike team.
They're like velociraptors of the sea.
In the icy expanse of Antarctica, Weddell seals often seek refuge on floating ice floes.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, I've seen some stuff like, even though it seems safe, whales are smart. Killer whales are smart enough to like maneuver and get that icicle platform that they're on out of reach of other ones and start either breaking it or wave crashing it.
Upon spotting their prey, the pod does not attack blindly. Instead, they pull back and swim closely alongside one another in perfect synchronization,
Wave crashing
generating a massive wave that washes over the ice, sweeping the seal into the water. At the Valdez Peninsula in Argentina, orcas
that motherfucker dead.
employ an even more dangerous technique: intentional beaching. To snatch juvenile sea lions playing at the water's edge, an orca uses the momentum of the surf to launch itself straight onto the dry sand, grabs its prey, and then uses sheer muscular force to wriggle backward with the receding foam.
Holy shit. What the fuck? I'd never heard about this one, though.
This is not a technique hardwired into their DNA. Rather, it must be meticulously taught by mothers to their calves through years of observation and practice. A single miscalculation in estimating the beach's incline could leave them stranded and lead to their demise. Their predatory intellect even evolves alongside modern times. In the Bering Sea and the Gulf of Alaska, orca populations have learned to steal sablefish and halibut directly from the long lines of commercial fishing vessels. Remarkably, they do not even need their eyes. In the dark oceanic environment, they utilize their hearing to eavesdrop on the acoustic signature of the hydraulic winches on the boats. The moment the winch engages from kilometers away, the pod recognizes that a free meal is being hauled up and immediately rushes in, stripping the entire catch before the helpless eyes of the fishermen.
Wow.
These continuous adaptations and learning capabilities prove that orcas do not hunt based on pre-programmed behaviors. To process and transmit such sophisticated survival skills, they require a superior biological computing machine.
They're not dumbasses. They learn, they adapt.
That machine is housed deep within their skulls. The brain of an adult killer whale is 4 times larger than a human brain. Astonishingly, when scientists performed MRI scans on orca brains, they discovered highly complex and convoluted folds in the areas responsible for emotional processing. Hidden deep within is a network of spindle neurons, functioning as high-speed information highways. This exact type of cell is what grants humans the capacity for empathy, intuition, and the ability to shed tears out of grief. The fact that orcas possess these cells is profound evidence of a deeply complex inner life. Furthermore, orcas are among the extremely rare group of animals that can pass the mirror self-recognition test, a definitive proof of self-awareness. Because they possess a sense of individual identity, orcas have specific names. Within its very first weeks of life, a newborn orca will learn the unique acoustic signatures of its lineage.
Okay.
This sound signal acts as an identifier that it will use for its entire life, broadcasting across the vast ocean. I am here. I am a member of this family. This neurological evolution has propelled the orca past the boundaries of mere survival instinct, forming the very foundation of culture. The clearest evidence of this is that different orca populations inhabiting the same waters do not mix. For instance, in the Pacific Northwest, there are 2 distinct ecotypes of orcas: residents, who exclusively eat salmon, and transients, who strictly hunt marine mammals. Despite sharing the exact same waters, they do not interact, they do not interbreed, and they utilize completely distinct acoustic dialects.
Okay.
The vocalizations of a resident pod are as incomprehensible to a transient pod as speaking to someone who does not know a word of English. This culinary and linguistic knowledge is absolutely not encoded in their genes or biology. It is passed down from generation to generation through teaching and imitation. That is the very definition of culture. Their social intelligence continually astounds the scientific community. For decades, researchers have observed incredibly complex play behaviors in this species. Orcas will actively swim through kelp forests, tear off strips of kelp several meters long, and carefully drape them over their bodies, rubbing them against their dorsal and pectoral fins. Initially thought to be a method for scraping off parasites, this behavior, dubbed kelping, was later recognized as a form of recreation. It stimulates their senses and serves as a highly social form of play that individuals learn from one another. However, the learning and transmission of these cultural behaviors do not happen haphazardly.
Oh, that motherfucker
To
died.
maintain this framework of survival knowledge across decades, every individual must adhere to a remarkably strict hierarchical structure. Orca culture cannot exist without a robust social architecture. In many populations, particularly the residents, society is built upon an incredibly stable, matriarchal system. A pod is always led by the oldest female. The offspring, both male and female, will never leave their natal pod.
Damn.
They remain by their mother's side for their entire biological life cycle. Embedded within this matriarchy is one of evolution's greatest mysteries: the phenomenon of menopause. In the entire natural world, only an exceedingly rare handful of species are known to go through menopause, including humans, wild chimpanzees, and a few toothed whales like the orca. According to the rules of
I never knew that about menopause, honestly.
natural selection, an organism that can no longer reproduce should theoretically be phased out. Yet, female orcas who cease reproducing around the age of 40 will continue to live for another 30 to 40 years, specifically to fulfill the role of a leader. A prime example is the legendary matriarch known as...
So the average, full lifespan of a killer whale or an orca, from that right then and there, between 70 and 80-ish years. Yeah, okay.
Granny, designated J2, one of the longest lived individuals in marine biology history, reaching an estimated age of nearly 80. What this means is that she spent half of her life solely guiding her descendants. The explanation for this is known as the grandmother hypothesis. By ceasing reproduction to avoid competing with their offspring for food, these elderly females become living databanks for the entire pod. With a mind storing decades of memories, they pinpoint the exact migratory routes of salmon, the locations of deep ocean currents, and safe harbors when superstorms strike. Studies have proven that orcapods led by grandmothers have significantly higher survival rates during severe El Nino years, when food is scarce.
Okay.
This tight...
Basically the MVP of their group.
knit family structure forges intense emotional bonds rarely seen in other species. An earth-shattering event that occurred in the summer of 2018 served as the most explosive testament to the psychological depth of these animals.
Oh?
On July 24th, 2018, a mother orca from the southern resident population named Tahlequah, designated J35, gave birth to a female calf. Tragically, the infant survived for only 30 minutes. Tahlequah placed the nearly 180 kilogram, 400 pounds, body of her calf on her forehead and began to swim. Whenever the body slipped into the depths, Tahlequah would dive down, desperately pushing it back to the surface to breathe. She refused to eat, entirely ignored her own physical exhaustion, and embarked on a grueling procession of mourning that lasted for 17 straight days and nights, covering a distance of 1,000 miles.
There has been lots of particular cases of animals and certain species like showing mourning and stuff like that for the loss of some of their fellow, either the offspring or somebody or creatures that they work with and all that stuff.
Miles, approximately 1,600 kilometers. Throughout that agonizing journey, the other pod members swam closely around Tahlequah, taking turns supporting the calf's body whenever she grew too exhausted. The entire world fell silent watching those images. Neurobiologists cite this as undeniable evidence of grief, a profound psychological anguish that transcends species barriers, proving that they love their families no less than we do. It is precisely this high-level intelligence
I have heard about that when it comes to killer whales
and complex psychological life that directly shape.
I haven't heard about that story on the killer whale that gave birth and the baby didn't even survive 30 minutes and all that stuff, and then 17 days of trying to get it to come back to life while caring for the corpse basically of the baby.
How orcas process the world around them. Understanding this is the only key to unlocking the mystery of their bizarre behavior when confronting humanity.
Damn.
And now, we arrive at the ultimate question. Why has an intelligent predator, equipped with bone-crushing jaws, ruthless hunting tactics, and the power to slay a blue whale, never killed a single human being in the wild? Throughout all of recorded marine history,
It's pretty much why we clicked on the video, so let's find out.
the number of human fatalities caused by wild orcas is exactly 0. When you dive into the ocean and come face to face with an orca, you are confronting...
So, wait, go back.
Throughout all of recorded marine history, the number of human fatalities caused by wild orcas is exactly 0.
I thought there has been like orcas accidentally playing with a human or something like that at some point. I swear there was like something I saw a long time ago that was a killer whale. Like they didn't eat the human or anything, but they accidentally like killed the human through trying to play with the human kind of stuff. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe it could have been a dolphin. Maybe it was a dolphin I'm thinking of. Maybe. I don't know. But, damn.
When you dive into the ocean and come face to face with an orca, you are confronting a hypercarnivore. You swim sluggishly, possessing no protective armor, no fangs, and no venom. In the middle of the sea, you are merely a soft, fleshy, and utterly defenseless organism.
We're literally a swimming beef jerky stick to them. And they refuse to eat us. Interesting.
By all logic, you should be the perfect snack. Yet, they simply glide past, shoot you a curious glance, and swim away. This behavior defies every fundamental survival instinct of a predator, which is to consume...
Oh, you know what? Wait, I think what it is I think the killer whale I'm thinking of might have been a killer whale that was like in captivity, like in a zoo or aquarium or something, and a caretaker got killed. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, because I remember there being something a long time ago I remember seeing about a killer whale killing somebody by trying to play with them, and it didn't work out.
Consume the easiest available protein. To decode this paradox, we must first dismiss a common misconception. Many assume that when paddling on a surfboard, a human silhouette closely resembles a seal. Indeed, great white sharks, frequently bite us in cases of mistaken identity for this exact reason.
True.
So why is the rate of mistaken identity with orcas practically zero?
Because they're fucking smart?
The answer lies in their biological sonar technology, echolocation. Unlike a shark's murky vision, an orca's acoustic waves can physically see through our skin when they bounce off us. This sonar beam accurately returns data on our fragile bone density, our two-chambered lungs, and crucially, our extremely thin layer of fat compared to a seal.
That's probably what it is. Like I said, they need a lot of fat, proteins, and stuff like that. So we are not worth the effort, the energy it would take them to eat us. Yeah. All right. Once again, I was right. I called it. I said it at the beginning. If we were fatter, denser fucking creatures like seals and stuff, yeah, we'd be in fucking danger. But because we're not, although I don't know about me, I'm probably in danger if I go in the water. But still,
the sound waves deliver an unmistakable physical data point to their brains. This creature lacks the required biological blubber. It is not a seal. However, even the most advanced sonar system has its blind spots. This occurs in shallow waters where crashing waves create millions of air bubbles that completely scramble their acoustic signals. And that is precisely the context of the most classic collision incident in recorded history. In 1972, off the coast of California, a surfer was paddling through turbulent whitewash surf.
I know I was making jokes, but why does it have to be California? That's where I am. What the fuck?
With its sonar blinded by the bubbles, a hunting orca had to rely on its vision. Spotting a dark silhouette on the surface, its predatory instinct triggered instantly. It surged forward and clamped its jaws around the victim's leg. With a bite force capable of pulverizing whale bones, it could have easily ripped the victim apart in a fraction of a second. But the moment its teeth touched the flesh and registered an alien bone structure, the orca immediately released the surfer and swam away.
Oh, wow.
This spectacular display of restraint proves one thing. Even when their most ruthless hunting instinct is accidentally triggered, the orca's nervous system remains lucid enough to recognize the error and actively abort the attack.
Oh, wow.
If humans are permanently off their menu, however, how do we explain the events currently sending shockwaves through Europe? Beginning in the summer of 2020, a population of orcas around the Iberian Peninsula began relentlessly attacking sailboats. They approached, violently rammed, and bit into fiberglass rudders, snapping them off.
Well, to be honest, we're fucking up their ocean. They were fucking up their home and doing a bunch of other shit that's probably bad. So there could be a lot of different reasons and need for this kind of attack. And like we said, they're not fucking smooth brains. They have a consciousness of some high tier intellect. Why am I forgetting how to say the fucking word? See, I'm a smooth brain at times. Intellect. There we go. Intellect. Yeah, they have a high tier intellect where they can fucking figure things out and consciously do things and learn things over the years and years. So yeah, they probably put a few things together especially like what they showed earlier, where the fishermen were picking up fish and they were like, "Oh, free snack! Yeah, let's get these motherfuckers before they get them."
To date, there have been over 673 documented incidents, with several yachts having their hulls breached and sinking to the ocean floor.
Damn.
The media immediately dubbed it nature's uprising, or an act of revenge. Yet, behavioral scientists point to one crucial detail. When the boats sink and panicked humans plunge into the water, the pod simply swims away. They do not touch a single person. Their solitary target is the rudder. Research confirms that the group engaging in this behavior consists of about 15 individuals, mostly juveniles. This is essentially a cultural fad, much like human teenagers obsessing over a viral social media trend.
Oh.
Ramming the rudder creates fascinating water vortices or offers a pleasurable sensation when rubbing their bodies against a moving, solid object. It is a form of collective recreation or a hydrodynamic practice drill. No matter how violent it appears toward the vessels, they still strictly adhere to their species' ultimate principle: do not harm humans.
For now. Wait, tragedy of captivity. Ah! I think I was right about this then.
Tragically, this astonishing self-restraint and this wild oceanic peace treaty have been shattered by humans through the captive entertainment industry. Imagine this. A creature possessing a massive emotional brain, accustomed to swimming hundreds of miles a day alongside its family, is suddenly thrust into a concrete tank barely a few body lengths across. This rupture does not just destroy them physically, it triggers a malignant psychological disorder.
Not to mention, I believe it also shortens their lifespan. Like, I believe killer whales in captivity don't live that long compared to in the wild.
Known as zoochosis, captivity-induced psychosis. The nightmare begins with their very own biological strengths. In the ocean, orcas see the world through sound waves. But when confined to a tank, their echolocation clicks continuously slam against the smooth concrete walls and bounce back with intense amplification, causing acoustic sensory overload. Scientists describe it this way: it is akin to being locked in a tiny closet and forced to listen to your own screams echoing endlessly, day and night.
Fuck.
The psychological torture does not end there. In the wild, orca families have their own distinct cultures and dialects. Yet, marine parks routinely capture random individuals from completely different oceans globally and throw them into the same enclosure. Forcing creatures that do not speak the same language to cohabitate in a cramped space with no escape route has birthed a bloody gladiator arena. The vast majority of captive orcas bear raking scars, deep lacerations caused by the teeth of their tank mates. Driven to extreme frustration, they spend hours gnawing on steel gates and concrete ledges. This self-destructive behavior wears their teeth down to the pulp. To prevent lethal infections, veterinarians must regularly use power drills to core out the dental pulp. Agonizing procedures performed entirely while the animal is awake, without any anesthesia.
Oh, fuck.
The physical collapse is most blatantly visible in their once proud dorsal fins. In the wild, a male's dorsal fin stands tall like a sword. But 100% of mature captive males suffer from dorsal fin collapse. Because it lacks bone structure, floating listlessly at the shallow surface means Earth's gravity inevitably drags down their collagen tissue network. Instead of living out their 80-year lifespans as they would in the open ocean, they frequently succumb to sepsis by the age of 20.
Yeah.
And when a highly...
I wasn't 100% sure. I knew it was like more than half of their lifespan. Like they die much earlier in life in captivity. I was thinking about 30 years or something, but 20, fuck. That's 1/4 of their highest lifespan. Small intermission. I keep track of my cats on my phone, and sometimes if they go too far, I have to go get them at night. So I just got back from getting my male cat Bug to come home. Alright, anyways, back to the video.
The advanced intellect is pushed past its breaking point.
And also, if you guys ever see me look down at my phone during videos, it's just because I have my cat tracker on. Which, I need to turn that back on. Now that I'm back in my room. Alright. We have these little collars that track them.
These glass-walled pools turn into crime scenes. The most shocking tragedy is the story of Tilikum.
Yeah,
a colossal male orca weighing 5,400 kilograms, 11,900 pounds, Kidnapped from the coast of Iceland in 1983 at just 2 years old, Tilikum was transferred to a marine park and housed with 2 fiercely aggressive females. For years on end, every single night, he was herded into a pitch-black metal module measuring a mere 6 meters, 20 feet, across, locked away for over 14 hours at a time to prevent them from tearing each other apart.
Holy shit.
The darkness, the isolation, and the bleeding wounds mutated Tilikum from a curious animal into a fractured psychotic mind. Over the course of his 34 years of captivity, Tilikum
34 years? Holy shit. And that's just the captivity part. That is... Ooh.
directly took the lives of 3 human beings. His first victim in 1991 was dragged to the bottom of the pool and drowned. His second victim in 1999 was found dead, his body mutilated on the whale's back. But the absolute climax of this horror occurred in 2010, right in the middle of a live performance.
See, okay, the first 2 I don't think I've heard about. I think this is what I've heard about.
Tilikum suddenly grabbed his most exceptional trainer, Dawn Brancheau, and pulled her under. The incident was so profoundly violent that her body was crushed, and Tilikum adamantly refused to release her remains for an extended period. Recall the spectacular restraint of wild orcas. The killings committed by Tilikum were not accidental surfing mistakes, nor were they predatory instincts driven by hunger. They were the desperate wrath of a mind subjected to prolonged, systemic torture. Tilikum's tragedy is the darkest mirror, reflecting back humanity's own crimes. Orcas may overlook our frail presence out in the vast ocean, but they will morph into a brutal void when we strip them of the sky, the sea, and their freedom.
It is actually really fucked up. Holy shit.
Though slowly escaping the dark era of artificial show tanks, wild killer whales now face far more insidious existential threats in their oceanic homeland. The deafening propellers of modern supercargo ships are causing acoustic blindness, completely jamming the orcas' echolocation and leaving them unable to coordinate hunts, communicate, or track their calves. Worse still is a chemical ticking time bomb. Legacy toxins like PCBs bioaccumulate in their blubber, the highest concentrations in the animal kingdom, causing severe immune degradation and alarming miscarriage rates.
Because of the trash and shit that we put in the ocean, yeah.
Compounding these threats, climate change and reckless dam construction have decimated the Chinook salmon, forcing populations like the southern residents to face a grim ultimatum: break thousands of years of cultural tradition to change their diet or starve. While modern science uses advanced technology to decode these majestic creatures, indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest have intimately understood them for millennia. Tribes like the Lummi do not see mindless beasts. They revere them as Quailholmekan, our relatives under the waves, reflecting a profound respect for a peer culture. This brings us to the ultimate biological paradox. The greatest mystery is not why killer whales refrain from eating humans, but how an apex predator intuitively knows to restrain its absolute power, preserve its cultural heritage, and honor a steadfast peace treaty with us, all while humanity actively poisons our shared oceanic home. The next time you gaze out at the white-capped waves, remember the unique acoustic symphonies and magnificent minds quietly gliding through the darkness below. Protecting the killer whale is not merely about saving a single species. It is a profound lesson in
Isn't all in some cases, in some areas, we don't allow it, but there are people that hunt killer whales, I think, too.
respecting nature, constantly reminding us of the true power of restraint and harmony.
All right, well, that was a more deeper and more like serious video that I was expecting. When I saw this pop up in a couple comments and stuff, I thought it was going to be a little bit more of similar to what we watched by the National Geographic channel. A little bit more humor added to it, but yeah, this is real shit. Yeah, okay. This is done by a very small channel, and this video blew the fuck up in the last couple days, and I saw this pop up a couple times in some comments. Either way, I thought since I haven't done anything animal related in a good bit, why not give this one a try? A lot of people are talking about this one, and it's just gained a lot of attention real fast. So let me know what you guys thought. It is fucked up in some of those cases that we learned about. I knew there was something I remember happening. I just forgot about the captivity part, and then once that popped in my head, and then we saw the actual like instructor and everything. The prior two deaths I don't think I knew about, but the instructor one I heard about. I think that was all over television and whatnots when it happened back in 2010. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me. It's a little bit different, and if you guys do enjoy this type of stuff, you guys want to watch more, or if you guys have more suggestions on the memeing side, the funnier side, but at the same time still with a little bit of seriousness on how dangerous things can be when it comes to animal life and nature, and let's be honest, Mother Nature's fucking scary. It is. It can be. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for more. Check out the videos if you guys want some more chaotically funny stuff. Go check out yesterday's videos. Yesterday was a triple upload day, so go check out any one of those 3 videos if you're interested. Or any other videos earlier this week, last month, all kinds of good things. Because I always try for at least 2 videos a day, but I always guarantee at least 1, and sometimes I throw out a 3rd, depending. Anyways, till next time. Later!
There's a name that shines bright, bringing joy to the night. Steven's killer, he's the king of the screen. With his epic playthroughs, he ranks as a meme. Laughing out loud as we watch him explore. From horror to laughter, we can't help but want more. With a heart full of passion, he shares his delight. Steven's killer, take us on an